There's lots of room, there's lots of places where kids play, but when you are creating content and telling kids to come to that content, it is your responsibility as a creator to make sure that you are creating that within a safe space.
We've seen some stuff with chat in the virtual world, and there's two distinct ways of approaching it. There's the you essentially have a blacklist of words and terms that can't be used, and you type them in, and it's like as you're typing them, or there's the podded expression where you grab words and build sentences. Kids know how to game both of them really well, to the point that if you allow them to type things in and screen words that they're not allowed to use, they'll just come up with alternatives. There are some extremely creative alternatives to a lot of the most vulgar curse words you've ever seen. And one of the things they also do is they're not allowed to provide numbers because that would be hate or aggressive. So they just put full stops in. You know? How old are they? $10. They're gamers, and this stuff somehow there's almost like a collective consciousness of gaming the system, and you start to see stuff appearing on YouTube with, you know, here's how to get around the filter on Club Penguin. You look for that, there's a zillion on YouTube. Here's how to break Club Penguin so that, you know, you can say naughty words in it. And, you know, again, I think they'll find a way. I think right now, from a parent's perspective, the one thing I'm comfortable with is, you know, give them a selection of 50 words that they can pick from, so they can only say things and jump all of that just looks ridiculous as opposed to something really vulgar.
You're so spot on about the notion that kids will figure out how to answer those issues, address those issues and get around them, and that's the perfect example. There is also a distinction, I think, between boy play patterns and girl play patterns as to what chat means. And the proliferation of virtual experiences that have been focused on girls have really leveraged that chat proclivity, if you will. We looked at it and spoke to boys and saw that boys aren't particularly interested in chatting. They're interested in grabbing. And they're interested in making certain kinds of statements. And the way we addressed that was to create a whole series of what we call Z-modes. That are very much like, here are some pre-prescribed Z-modes. Nice ride, want to race, beach ya, cool. So that they're using or stringing together components that work in that regard, so that we keep the open chat out of the environment. And for boys, that actually has a particular appeal, whereas in a girl's environment where open chat actually is something that's more appealing to them, I think you have different issues.
Ellen, I wanted to ask you about your decision, or the way you've been trying to... Okay, this is going to be the last question. About solo technology versus social technology, and what you've discovered in your research for remission about how kids with cancer feel about that.
Yeah, actually, that was a surprise to us, and I think the big take-home for us was to really let your customer answer your question. We had a couple of fundamental assumptions challenged when we started talking to young people with cancer about where we should go with your mission as we seek to improve it in the next generation of the game. We, for example, because there's such almost a conventional wisdom now that kids want to be socially engaged with one another, you know, kind of at all times, online or otherwise, we assumed that we'd want to build something like that into the next version of this game. And what kids told us when we actually talked to them, the kids who are actually dealing with cancer or in treatment, is that being identified with cancer socially is not, in fact, meaningful or desirable for them. When they are managing cancer, it's not something that they necessarily want to be social. If they want to be social and be out in the world with their friends online, they're going to do that in the regular places kids go. They're not going to do that with their cancer, if you will. So that was hugely significant for us and caused us to change direction in terms of our assumptions. With the physical activity, if I could just add one last piece, I know we're out of time. Same thing there. On the one hand, we certainly are hearing loud and clear that kids love to be able to share their achievements, and there might be fun ways to do that with avatars or other mechanisms. But we also heard from kids, for example, who are maybe overweight or less coordinated, that they want a chance to dance around or try stuff in a safe place. And that for them means that they need to be able to play a game on their own And then maybe later, take an avatar. The quote that, I don't know if you picked up on the quote that's on the page, but that was from a girl who was quite large and was really, really drawn to the idea of being able to dance around in her house, draw an avatar that looks any way she wants, and then go online and share that. So we just want to be mindful as we go. And again, challenge your assumptions and let your customers answer those questions that you think you're asking, because you may be surprised.
Great. Well, I think we're out of time, but thanks to all of you guys for joining us. And see you later.
By the way, anybody in this room that would like to build your very own ride and get a secret code to our Ride Makers Virtual Experience, we have ride money cards, and Lee Nadler, if you just raise your hand, and Andreini. If you see them, they'll provide you a card that will let you go online, customize, build a ride, it will be shipped to you, as well as a code. Thank you.
I can turn on.